Grandma, it's Monday morning and it's time to go.
Good morning, everyone. It sure is. Well, it's almost 11 o'clock, so we should have got going earlier, but we were kind of a little bit lazy this morning. Before I start, I'm Rose from Grandma Rose's Open Pantry. Welcome to my channel, and this is a great time to hit that share button, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget that little notification bell right over here on the right hand side. It's a little bell. Hit that, and every time I put on a video, it'll send you a notification. So I've got a couple of things that I want to share with y'all this morning from a couple of my subscribers. And I have, if any of y'all have a recipe that you want to send me, my address will always be in the description box under the recipe. So I have had several to send me recipes. I've got one this morning a girl sent me last week, and I'm going to try it, but I'm going to share it with y'all in a few minutes. But this one is from a subscriber. Let me see where she's from. She is from Nebraska. And she has a YouTube channel, and it's called Jennifer Ocean Homestead. So y'all check her out. If you can read that, it's Jennifer Ocean Homestead.
There we go.
And she sent us, and we're so excited. I'm not sure what all her channel is about, but I know she has heirloom seeds on it. And she sent us this. It is heirloom tomatoes, and she has a code. Her coupon code is Ocean10. So if you order anything from her channel and use that code, then you will get a discount. So, but she said, I hope these tomatoes grow well for you and you enjoy them. My discount code is on them to share with anyone interested in heirloom seeds in USA or Canada. So Rainbow Seeds are the name of these seeds. And so if you use that code, go to her channel now and check her out, because you can get some really, really good seeds. We're going to start planting ours this week inside, and then when the chance of all frost is gone and they grow some, then we'll put them out in the garden. Okay, then this is a recipe, and it is for Greek seasoning.
Who is it from?
I'm going to tell you in just a second.
Okay.
I am so excited to try this because it sounds so good. I'm not going to make it today, but I'm going to be making it. Y'all can get a screenshot of this if you want to from that, the thing that Roy just put on. This is from Dory. Now, I'm not going to call last names until they give me permission to call last. But she's from St. Cloud, Minnesota. And she said, Dear Grandma Rose and Grandpa Roy, thank you for providing such delicious recipes on your channel. You bring joy and love in everything you share. Enjoy this recipe from my pantry to yours. Isn't that sweet?
It sure sounds good, doesn't it?
From my pantry to yours. Yes, I love that. And so thank you very much, Dory. And I will be making this week. And I will use it in a recipe. So thank y'all very much. Today we're going to be making something low glycemic load. I'm not sure I can call it keto yet, but I can. We'll see. But it's going to be salmon patties, and I'm doing a little twist. I've got 1 can of salmon here, and it's upside down because I had to open it upside down. But it is a 14.7 ounce can of salmon. And I left just a little bit of the juice, not much, just a little bit in there. Now, I'm going to clean my salmon. Now, this is the juice that I had that I poured out of the can, and I put it in there because I may give it to my cat. So, but I clean my salmon. I open it up like that. Now you see all this black skin? I do not like that in my salmon. So I take it out. My cat loves it, but I do not. Now my mama, she left all that skin in it. Now you see this bone right here? There's a little bone. Now those little teeny bones, I don't take those out, but those bigger bones, I do, and I'll show you.
Well, the bones are soft anyway.
The bones are really, really soft. Mama never took them out. She always left them in, but I do not like that black skin. So I just open it up and get as much of that out as I can. Now your tuna doesn't have that, so you don't have to worry about it. But some of your salmon, now if you get some salmon does not have it, but this particular salmon does. This particular name brand that comes from Aldi's. Now, I think Double Q does not have as much of this black skin, and they may use a different salmon. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why it's that way, but I have used the Double Q, and they don't have as much black skin. So maybe they take it out before they can it. I don't know. All right, now when you open it up, and this is just fillets that they press together. See this bone right here? I take all that bone out. Now, like I say, those little old teeny ones, I do not worry about, because they are just going to crumble up and they're going to become part of your salmon. So, okay.
Well, this is good nutrition.
Oh, yeah. And if you leave it in, it's just more... it's more calcium. So that's what Mom always said. She said, honey, that's calcium. Well, I take that out. So, because you don't taste them, they just disintegrate. All right. That's all the bones in there. And almost all of that black skin. All right, now, this is a 12-ounce can of tuna. So I've got almost as much tuna as I do salmon. That was 14 ounces of salmon and 12 ounces of tuna. So to us, you can use all salmon if you want to. Roy and I just love the flavor of the salmon and the tuna. The salmon elevates the tuna taste, and the tuna taste kind of brings down that strong salmon a little bit. If y'all can understand that. They just complement each other. And so, all right, I'm just kind of breaking it up a little bit and kind of mixing my two fishes together. All right, now I'm fixing to wash my hands first.
Which is the most expensive, the tuna or the salmon?
They're about the same
About the
price.
same thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's according to what name brand you get. Now, this salmon is $2.89 at Aldi's. It's $4 and $5 at Walmart, but it's not this particular name brand. It's like Double Q. Shoot, I can't remember.
Black Top.
Black Top's the one Mama always used, but that was the only salmon that was on the market was Black Top, and so it's more expensive than this. So it's just, and this is just light chunk like tuna in water, and it's the Great Value brand, and this one is $2 and something. So really they're about the same price. So I'm not cutting my price any by using the two. We just like the two flavors together. All right, now this is a lot of information, but it's important information. Before I start putting all my seasonings in it, and I've got my grease on behind me back here. This is original flavor pork rind, panko pork rinds, crumbs right here. Now, you can get this at some grocery stores, and I order mine from Amazon. I am not going to use this today. If you really, really want to cut this to like no carbs, use this. And I am using my keto. I take keto bread with no carbs, and I make breadcrumbs. I put it in the oven, I dry it out, and I put it in my food processor, and I make breadcrumbs. This is what I'm using today. They are not gluten-free. This is gluten-free. When I use this, I also use a little coconut flour and a little gluten-free flour with it. That makes it gluten-free. To use the gluten-free flour, the panko crumbs, and the coconut flour. I'm not doing that today. I'm strictly using the keto breadcrumbs, which it is not gluten-free. So this is just a way that you can make it gluten-free. So I'm gonna put 2/3 cup, now this is, I'm starting off with this, 2/3 cup of my keto breadcrumbs that I made, okay? Now I may have to adjust this a little bit. It's according to whether how good they're gonna stick together. And if y'all know, frying any kind of thing like this, it has to stick together. Whether it's chicken patties, salmon patties, whatever kind of meat that you're frying, so, or vegetables. You have to have a binder in there that makes them stick together. All right, this is 1/2 of a medium onion. I'm gonna measure it because I want about a cup, because this is a lot of meat right here. So I want about a cup of my onions. We love onions. When I fry, I usually do lots of onions. So I'm gonna measure this. I'm gonna pull that off a little bit because it's getting hot. All right. I do want a full cup of onion. So I've got another small onion out here in case I need to cut some of it. And I'm starting something back, y'all. All right, that's not quite a cup, so I'll do half of this. Last year, I was doing air fryer Friday. Every Friday, I would do air fryer Friday. And I did it for a few weeks, and then life happened, things happened, and I wasn't able to do it. So, but I'm starting that back this year. So starting this Friday, we're gonna be doing air fryer Friday. And so if y'all have things that you like to cook in the air fryer, send me a recipe and I will be glad to fix it. I'm gonna be trying to come up with different things that I can do. I do so many things in the air fryer. And I've got an air fryer, like a Ninja air fryer, and then I've got like a small toaster oven air fryer, and I'm probably gonna get it back out, and we're gonna be using both of those to do on, not every Friday, but some Fridays we'll be using both of those to do whatever recipe I'm gonna be doing for that day. So
Now, if they want to hold this to minimum carbs, they can just leave the onion out, right? Because some people count the carbs in.
yeah, but in the low carb load,
The glycemic load, that's right.
Glycemic load, onions don't count. So,
That's right.
But if they do to you, if you're only counting carbs, then you either put a 1/2 cup, 1/4 cup, no onions, ever what you want. Okay, but we are low carb, glycemic low carb load. We don't just strictly count carbs. So, all right, that was 1 cup of onion. That was 2/3 cups of my keto breadcrumbs. All right, I'm gonna start off with 2 eggs. I may have to add 3. I've got a 3rd one there. It's just according to how well they hold together. Okay. Now I put 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder. All right, I'm gonna put a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, because Roy and I do like a little, just a little heat to our salmon patties. Now, I'm gonna put, even though my keto breadcrumbs have a leveling agent in them, I put 2 teaspoons because I want them to kind of puff up. I don't want them to be packy. And this is 1/2 tablespoon here. So I'm gonna put 2 of those because I want 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire, okay? Now my Worcestershire does not have gluten in it. So I know a lot of y'all say, well, your Worcestershire has gluten in it. Mine does not. I've checked it before. So, all right, we're gonna mix all this. I think I've got everything in it. So we're gonna mix it all together. I'll put my grease back on my burner back here. Turn the light on. Now I do this with my hands because I can tell by my hands, by the texture of it, whether I need to add that extra egg, whether I need to add something else to it. All right, y'all, I forgot my pepper. So that was 1 teaspoon of black pepper, but I can tell by the way it feels in my hand whether it's gonna stick together or not, whether I've got enough binder in it. I don't know if y'all cook with your hands or not, but I do. So it feels a little dry, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take a little bit of my juice from my salmon and I'm gonna mix it in. All right, I'm gonna put this 3rd egg because it doesn't feel like it's got enough binder in it. Now Roy and I love flavor. We love lots of flavor. So if you don't want to put all these spices in yours, then whatever you like in yours, that's what you add to it. You just take my basic recipe and then make it yours. And that's what I love. Some of y'all will leave a comment and you'll say, well, I did this, or I did this, or I left that out, I added this, and I love it. I love to hear how y'all changed the recipe. Okay. All right, I think my grease is hot enough. Now these are gonna be 2-ounce patties. All right, I'm gonna see how they fry. I'm gonna see if it's gonna stick together good. All right, I had it on 5. I'm turning it up to 6. And I know about what a 2-ounce patty is. It's a ball about that size. Okay. Now the way my mom always did it, she added flour to hers. But we weren't, I mean, back then we weren't gluten-free. We didn't know anything about gluten. She just added flour and then she took a spoon and she just spooned it out, and that's the way she did hers. All right, I'm gonna see how these fry. I'm gonna get out a pan, a rack to put these on. So I'm gonna wash my hands and we'll be right back.
You're about to fill up the pan, aren't you?
Just about. I had to make sure that they were gonna stick together good and that I didn't need to add a little bit more binder to them. And they seem to be doing really well. And I cook them 3 or 4 minutes on each side. And I did turn my, it was on 5, and I turned it up to 7. And it will foam like this. For some reason, every time I cook salmon patties, it foams. And I guess it's the ingredients that's in it. I hadn't figured that out yet. But anyway, so I'm going to keep cooking these, but if you don't turn it up to where they will brown, they absorb too much grease. So, and the foam, I don't know why. It's more, I can't figure it out. But anyway, cook yours on 7. That's what I'm cooking mine on. So I'm going to finish cooking these, and then we'll do that, and I'm gonna give them a taste for you. All right, y'all. If any of y'all out there can help me, I want you to do it right now. I want y'all to look at this. You see this? Now, I could have just not put this video on, but these are the first ones that I fried. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Then after these fried, now I've got it on between 6 and 7. These are the second ones that I fried. Right here. What has happened is it has started boiling them instead of frying. All this foam that's coming up and they're beginning to kind of fall apart. You see that? Because it's more boiling them, and this was brand new grease, brand new. I just opened the bottle. But they are absolutely delicious. They're crisp.
Now that one came out pretty good.
Yeah, they're crisp. They are really,
They're delicious.
really good. Yeah, but some of them came apart, and I cannot figure out why. And if y'all know, if any of y'all out there know, please, please. I don't know if I'm not using flour, even though it is keto bread. It is not made with wheat. It's made with other things. So maybe that's not absorbing the liquid like it would if I was using like self-rising flour, gluten-free flour, or all-purpose flour. So, but now, you see, now that I've gotten most of them out, that foam has gone away, and it's kind of frying them. So,
maybe you just had too many.
no, I don't think that was it, because even when I just had 4 and 5 in there, all that foam was just, and now that I'm talking to y'all, I think it's because my binder, even though it's got eggs in it, my binder is not absorbing that liquid like it would if I was using flour. So this is something y'all are just going to have to decide if you want to put up with this. Now look at all those. Look at all those crumbs.
Oh, I'll eat the crumbs.
Oh, I know. The crumbs will be absolutely delicious. Now, the flavor...
Well, you didn't really have but 3 that really broke apart.
Right. The flavor is absolutely wonderful. I mean, it is wonderful. But it aggravates me when I try to make something really healthy and it doesn't work out just like I want it to. Last time I made them, I put a little gluten-free flour in it, and they didn't do this. They didn't do it they foamed a little bit, but not like they did today. So maybe I'm going to have to add just a little bit, even if it's 2 tablespoons of flour. I know that adds more carbs, it adds more, but I may have to do that so they won't do this. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show y'all this video.
The first 6 you cooked over there before you had so many in the pan.
Good grief. No, these, it wasn't the amount I had in the pan, honey.
Okay.
It was the amount of water that cooked out of these into the grease.
Okay.
That's what makes them,
Yeah.
that's what makes it foam. So there was not enough flour. There wasn't any flour in there to absorb that water to keep it from
that's what you're thinking right
cooking
now.
out in my grease. That's what I'm thinking now. If y'all out there
Know something better.
know something, if you're keto, if you're low carb, if you will just give me some kind of
Feedback?
idea, on what caused this. So, but like I say, they're absolutely wonderful. And maybe if I don't put quite as much grease in them, but I want them crunchy. I want them kind of deep fried like this. And if I just put just a little bit of oil, they won't have all this crunch on them. So if y'all can help me, please, please, please do. So, all right, I'm going to get everything on here, and I'm going to get a few more things out, and then we're going to come back to a taste test.
Well, I would still cook them for the taste and the health.
Oh, yeah, I'll cook them like this every time, even though they foam, for the taste, for the flavor, because they are delicious.
But you wanted them to know what was
But I
up.
want y'all to know, and I want y'all to give me ideas of maybe if you know how I can prevent this. So see y'all back in a minute. All right, y'all. Even though I had trouble, I want you to look here.
It's a beautiful dish.
They are absolutely delicious, and they fried really crisp and really good.
You
Roy,
just don't like anything to break up.
I don't like when I have trouble. But I don't think any cook does. So, but like I say, if any of y'all got any suggestions except putting flour, I know I can put flour in it and it won't do that. I know that because that's the way I've done them all my life. But if you know how I can make them low carb or lower carb without having to put flour in them, please let me know. And last time I did it, I used coconut flour, and they still foamed some, but not as bad as they did today. But if you can deal with it, I'm telling you,
They're good.
they're some of the most crisp, delicious salmon patties or salmon tuna patties that you will ever eat. So,
They're delicious.
all right, Roy's gonna do his with red wine vinegar, and when we used to go to like Captain D's or somewhere like that, he'd get that malt vinegar and put all over his. Not me. I like. This is my cranberry, sugar-free pepper jelly right here. Now that's what I like on mine. All right, baby.
Well, put it on it. I'm gonna see you eat it.
Okay, I got one right. I put this one on the back, but look at this. This is one that kind of fell apart, but I want to show it to you. Look at there. Talk about good. Crunchy. So good. So if you're like me and willing to just take the foaming and have them this delicious, I'd rather have this than not have the foam. So, but anyway, all right. This is my sugar-free cranberry pepper jelly.
I just broke one, put it in a taco shell. Now this is a 0 carb or 1 carb. It's 1 carb.
That one's 0.
0? Okay.
Y'all, I'm telling you.
That's good.
And them little crunchies that was in the bottom of that pan, oh my goodness.
That's
I could
good.
eat these all day. This is a wonderful, wonderful recipe.
Is this chipotle?
Chipotle.
Chipotle. Okay.
Chipotle.
It's good with the salmon. It's good with the chipotle too.
The chipotle is the tortilla shell. I get jalapeno flavored. I get chipotle. I get sriracha ranch. I get the plain ones. There's about 5 or 6 different ones out there. My little Walmart doesn't always have all those, but if I go to a big Walmart, sometimes they have the flavors that we don't have here, and I keep them in the freezer. All right, y'all.
This is good.
Food feeds the family, family feeds the heart, God feeds the soul. Put deliciousness back in your salmon patties.
You're right.
Roy and I fixing to eat.
Subscribe and hit the bell.
Yes, please, 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 please do that. Y'all don't forget about my air fryer Friday. And on Wednesdays, y'all know Roy does his glycemic load, comparing the difference in the regular carb load, glycemic carb load. So, what are you going to call it, honey?
Oh, we can call it something silly like
Glycemic carb load wisdom?
Yeah.
Wednesday wisdom.
You'll get it out after a while.
That's a tongue twister. All right, love y'all. We'll see you next time.